Are you pregnant? A new parent? Have you heard all the horror stories that take as much sleep as you want right now because later the baby is just not going to let you sleep? Sleepless nights are part and parcel of every parent's journey. But that need not be forever. I have heard many mothers talk about not being able to sleep through the night, even when their baby is a year and a half old, and that just does not make sense. What is important is that you start sleep training right from the word go, right? So, here are a few tips that you can follow. First and foremost, do not let your baby fall asleep at the breast. Your baby does not have a sleep cycle, your baby is not going to follow a schedule, but your baby definitely should not fall asleep suckling because then the association would be suckle, sleep. No suckle, no sleep, which means the baby will be dependent on you for sleeping. If the baby wakes up in the night without suckling, the baby will not go back to sleep. So, what are we going to do? When the baby falls asleep while suckling at the breast, when you place the baby down in the cot or on the baby's bed, very gently nudge the baby, which means the baby kind of flickers and flutters his eyelids, opens them for a few seconds, may whimper, may cry, pat the baby, make some shushing sounds so that the baby kind of falls back to sleep. So, sleep association is not with suckling but with being in the cot and maybe just a little bit of patting. Another thing that you have to keep in mind is that when your baby was in the womb, the baby had a completely different sleep clock. I think you remember that when you would be eating your dinner and resting after dinner, that's the time you would feel the maximum kicks, which means your baby is used to staying awake at night. How can the baby change this on his or her own? Just with a little bit of help from you. So, in the daytime, make sure that your baby's environment is noisy and bright, just the way daytime is supposed to be. And in the night, the environment should be quiet and dark, just the way nighttime is supposed to be. So, in the daytime, let the pressure cooker whistle, doorbells ring, open your cupboards, talk at normal volume. And at night, if you even need to feed the baby or change a diaper, use a small light. Do not make the room bright and noisy, and do not communicate too much with the baby. The third thing that I would recommend is that during the daytime, feed regularly. Try and feed every 2 hours in the beginning. What happens with this is that the calorie needs and calorie requirements of your baby get covered. And this baby will slowly and steadily start learning to sleep more at night and feed more during the day. Try and regulate the sleep cycles this way because nutrition is an important role to play for your baby's sleep training. If you haven't started this at birth, I understand you can start it at any point of time. But remember, it requires patience and perseverance. The fourth thing that you should keep in mind is a sleep schedule. So when it's night time, keep yourself consistent, keep it fixed at a particular time. So if you decide that you're going to put your baby to bed at say 10 p.m., start winding down at about 9:30. So dim the lights, give the baby a gentle rub or a massage, change the clothes, maybe wipe down with a warm, soft napkin, and then feed the baby. Maybe you can also sing a lullaby and then put the baby down in the cot. Follow this routine every day. The baby will associate this with sleep. But remember, if you break your consistency, the baby is also going to break his schedule. Don't worry if your baby's schedule goes for a toss on a particular day, it's normal. When babies go through milestones, they can be more wakeful. That's normal. In the teething period, babies can be more irritable, so more wakeful, which is completely normal. But following this from birth can actually mean that your newborn is able to sleep for 5 to 6 hours at a stretch at night from the time your baby is 6 weeks old. Doesn't that sound completely amazing? So let's try this from now onwards so that you and your family can have a peaceful night's rest.